My name is Nasirian Kanta. We are still waiting for a few more people to join us, but as we wait, I'd like us to kick off. Once again, welcome to the Women on Boards orientation. We are so glad to have you guys on board. Kindly allow me to call on board our director and also founder, Ms. Kirote, to guide us on the next step. Kirote, welcome.
So thank you very much, Kantai, and good evening to you all. Can you hear me well, Kantai?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So it's really such a great honor that we have you all this evening. And I would encourage you, if you're here this evening, please type a word in our chat. Just say who you are, when you have joined us, or anything else you want us to know about you. It's just to say hello so that the other participants know who is in the room. But it's really great that, that we have quite a number of us who have already joined, taking time out of your, I am sure, no doubt, busy schedule this evening, and even on the eve of a holiday, to really just interact with us, even as we welcome you on board. So very warm welcome on behalf of the founders, the board, the committees of the Women on Board Network. My name is Nkirote Morianjiru. I'm a board member as well as one of the founders. I also bring greetings from our chair, Catherine, who unfortunately is traveling this evening. She would really have loved to be here. She enjoys the networking during the orientation sessions, I'm sure, as much as I do, and she passes her very warm regards. So I can see Catherine Chugona has started us off, Bernadette. So keep chatting and telling us a little bit about yourself. We'll just take a few minutes to really just talk about the network, so that you can really understand the breadth of what we're doing, and then that also supports you to interact, to participate in the various forum activities. Please do type any questions you may have, even as we go along in the chat. But also, don't fear to put up your hand and to ask the question so that we can answer it for the benefit of everyone. The other reason why we go through this orientation is just so that you can also help us. I'm sure you can see, you'll be able to see areas where you can add value, areas where we can improve what we're doing once you get to understand what is there. And we are always looking forward to that feedback, because that's what helps us to improve. So moving on, I just wanted to talk a little bit about who we are and how this all started. And the way I like to describe it, or the way I start it off, is that coffee matters. It actually does. Back in 2013, actually 10 years ago, we were all serving, the founders, the four founders, were serving on various committees of the Institute of Certified Secretaries. And after one of the board meetings or one of the committee meetings, I don't remember, and I remember Catherine was actually the chair, we remained behind when everyone had left, because there had been an interesting conversation that had been going on around that time. The head of state at that particular time had actually made what some people call a roadside declaration, which was then followed by some, activity both in Parliament and even some gazette notices around diversity on state corporation boards or government-owned entity boards. And the declaration was that 30% of the board should consist of a different gender. at least 30%. So that means however your board is constituted, however the composition sits, it is expected that over the short run, that 30% of that board would be the other gender that wasn't adequately represented on the board. And in essence, actually, it really meant the female gender, because many of the boards at that time in state-owned entities actually had more men, and some were largely consisted, if not completely consisting of men. And the interesting conversation that was going on around then, and I'll quickly ask if anyone remembers these conversations, and happy to hear your sharing around it, was, well, women are to sit on boards. Where are these women? That was the question that was being asked. And we sat back just to discuss this a little bit, because around that time we were also engaged in some work of drafting various codes of governance. And the question was, yeah, so where are these women exactly? And all of us actually at that particular time had been involved with different regulators in the financial services industry. And we were actually seeing the struggle, even in public listed entities and also in private corporations, in terms of improving the gender diversity. And I remember it was an interesting conversation for us over a cup of coffee as to, do we come out with a statement that the women are here and we are able, willing, very, very, I don't know what to say, very unhappy about the statement that people don't know where to find good professional women. But I remember Calvin actually challenging us and Catherine saying, then we do need to come up with a solution rather than being defensive. What is it that we can do? What is our part? And that's how the Women on Boards Network was founded back in 2014. As a not-for-profit entity, a company limited by guarantee, where the aim was actually to ensure that we are producing a pipeline of board-ready women who are able to bring diversity and balance to boards. And our idea was, let's do our part. Let's improve the pipeline that is existing. Let us showcase and allow those who are willing, who are able, who are capable to actually be highlighted in order to be appointed, and to also support those who are already on, and even those who will come on, to effectively carry out their duties, add value, and therefore build the brand around diversity in leadership. And so that's how Women on Boards came about. And our vision really is to encourage, but not only to encourage, to accelerate the diversity on boards by ensuring that there is that pool of board-ready women. We provide a networking platform for sharing experiences, mentoring, coaching, training, but also to share opportunities, because many of us are sitting in different spheres and we are able to pick out opportunities and bring them to the fore, so that even as we are benefiting, somebody else is also benefiting. But the key issue is, how do we go about that? Yeah. So for us, it is about the nurturing, the inspiring, and the development of women leaders. And that's what we are doing. So maybe I'll just pause there just a little bit and ask if anybody remembers these conversations and what their perception was, because I will then share a little bit about what it actually means practically to improve the diversity and what impact it has on our board. But if you remember these conversations, happy for you to put up your hand or just to chime in and let us know. Do you remember it? What was your perception at that time about the conversation? Let's see, anybody's hand up? Or anyone chatting? Kantai, am I missing anyone?
No, we don't have a hand raised yet.
Oh, all right. Awesome. So chime in if you remember any such conversation, whether at that time or even now more recently. Do chime in and let us know what you thought about it. You see, the whole thing about this issue of developing diversity is it doesn't, or encouraging diversity, it doesn't take one person. It doesn't take one gender to do it. It requires a concerted and collaborative effort. And so, so even as we came into what it is that we are doing, we really had to think through how will we what will we practically do? And the reason we had to really think about it is first and foremost, even to think about what is actually the compelling case for board diversity. And we'll go through it even a little more a little later, but the issue is this: diversity in all its forms, whether it is gender, whether it is thinking style, age, sector, background, skills, geographical, ethnic, whatever type of diversity, what it actually brings out is a diversity of thinking, of approaches, of styles, and actually develops an ability to exercise independence of mind. And because I am quite different from you, so I am able to articulate a different view, to exercise some sort of independence. And that independence of thinking actually is what also yields an increased range of creative and strategic thinking. And that then improves the board decision-making capability. It enables us to cope better in crisis because we are coming with all our different approaches. It significantly reduces the potential for groupthink. I don't know whether many of you know about groupthink, but this is that collaborative avoidance of things, and it definitely improves our ability to grow the business or the entity in which we are serving. So diversity is a good thing. And how do we then ensure that this diversity increases, that it encompasses inclusivity, it encompasses equity, it encompasses belonging for the different people who are actors on our board. And what we do then is we undertake training. And so we offer a variety of training. Some for those who have never sat on boards before, some for those who are already in board leadership. And the key aim of this is just improving that capability, that independence of mind, that ability to courageously bring out your skills, your talents, so that the board and the organizations can be more effective. And so far we have trained since we launched in 2014, over 700 women. We have trained some men as well. And when you engage in some of our training, particularly corporate governance training, you'll always also find our male counterparts on. We've also supported with board admission. And how we do this is keeping a database and allowing the members to declare what their skills are, their current areas of interest or experience. We are then able to collate through the secretariat, and you've met some of them, you'll meet even more, to actually collate opportunities and ensure that they are posted on our walls, encourage even people who are in certain parts of our database to apply. We do get institutions calling us and saying, we want some candidates. Even where I currently work day to day, we have asked for names and we have appointed from our rich database of available directors. And so the network has been able to place over 170 women on boards since inception, and supported quite a number of others in the techniques around marketing themselves, in the techniques around interviewing for board positions, because there are those who actually carry out full-scale interviews, and we're able to mentor and coach our members as well to go through those processes. Then we have mentorship programs, and we work closely with a network of our ambassadors, of other leaders who want to volunteer their time to provide mentorship opportunity to members, either one-on-one or in groups through our mentorship program. And we are also able to mentor boys and girls to start early. So from 12 years, we're able to engage boys and girls in these mentorship forums, which grows their ability to think leadership, to act like leaders, and to really practice the skills from an early age. And we have experienced enormous growth through these mentorship programs, for the simple reason that those who sign up for mentorship are actually ready to be mentored. They're able to give, to make the time, to follow up with their mentors, and to follow up to ensure that doors are open for them. Some of those mentors become sponsors, some become coaches to the people. And we've had over 650 registered members and 1,700 participants going through these programs, and experienced exponential growth, because it's not all about whether you're able to get a board opportunity like that, but even growth in your current career path or business is also registered as growth through this. So we really continue to be so excited around our mentorship program, and we encourage you, even as new members, to sign up for the mentorship, but also to sign up to be mentors, because we know that you are able to give some time to pay it forward. And so the achievements we have, I think, there, I won't go through them. And every day it's growing, but the issue is not even just about the numbers. The issue is really about the impact, because for every person who is mentored, we also have the same people going and doing the same, whether it is where they're working, whether it is in their business, and which we are terribly excited about. Other things that we are doing, and so other things that we do, can time maybe the next slide? We could, we go ahead to every, remaining true to our roots of ensuring that members are able to network. We do have an annual conference where the objective of this conference is to bring people together in various sectors to discuss the main trends in corporate governance, how to proactively brainstorm on our future in terms of corporate governance as a country, as a region even. And we are also able to provide those opportunities to network. We host around 100 delegates. We move from region to region. We've been in the Rift Valley, we've been at the coast, we've been central, and we keep going. And we usually have around 75% attendance rates. And it is really, we invite even government, we invite different people who actually are able to ask for ideas. And out of those conferences, we've been able to put forward policy recommendations and to really move forward the whole landscape of corporate governance. We have breakfast and roundtables, we have board talks. The board talks are usually held monthly, sometimes bi-monthly, online and in person, and we have leaders from different industries from national, from county governments as well, even regional leaders who come in just to speak on trending topics around governance and how to provide great leadership at the board level. So please interact with any of these fora, and it will be really great to have you there. So we recently, not recently, it's not so recent, we launched a junior membership program, and this is really for young people between the age of 11 and 24 years. We realized that if we had started earlier, ourselves would be so much further, would have had so much more impact. And so leadership starts with developing skills at a very nascent stage. You know, before people learn bad habits, they learn if they learn good habits, good leadership skills, good leadership competencies, then we have a better chance of ensuring that that they are actually ready for those policy making boards. We've been seeing recently, I'm sure you've all seen, members of parliament, MCAs, even board members. We're in the process of inducting state corporation board members, and there's some who are really, really young, but you can't dismiss. If somebody really started early in building their leadership skills, then they can make all the difference early in their, as young as they are. And we need that diversity too. So the junior membership program is both about boys and girls, young men and young women, because we need the two genders to actually make a difference as we go forward. And so if any of you know anybody who needs to be in the junior membership program, please bring them on board. And you too can also volunteer to be one of our mentors or even speakers for the junior members. My children, incidentally, are also junior members, and it's great to see all the programs that the Secretariat puts out for them. Kantai, perhaps we can go to the next slide and just look at what it is that we're doing and why does inclusion matter. I think we talked a little bit about this, but what I didn't mention is that for the analytics in the room, you know, the people who like numbers, we had actually looked at a number of statistics. By the time we were starting out, globally, only about 16.9% of 16.9 or even less, maybe 12% at that particular time were represented by the female gender on boards. And that is actually globally and in public listed companies as well. And in 2019, the gender representation had gone up to about 23%. In Kenya, we've been working with the Kenya Institute of Management to ensure that we get updated statistics. We recorded significant growth, 36% score in board diversity and inclusion. And I think this has taken the work of a lot of people, really just being focused around it. And particularly even for publicly listed companies, but also through the through KEPSA and through the State Corporations Advisory Committee for state-owned entities. So a lot of people are doing a lot of work. Kenya has advanced a lot, trending very well on the African continent, but obviously, I always liken this. Sometimes you can sit and think you're in a good comfort zone, then you realize maybe we are actually the tallest of the pygmies, as they say, and we are not really benchmarking adequately across the globe, because the issue is this. It's not about the actual numbers, it's really about the impact that diversity brings on the board. So it does matter, and we will continue tracking, but also continue doing our part in order to build the diversity agenda across the board. And to do that, we are continually looking out for supporters, for sponsors, for ambassadors, and We have a great cohort of brand ambassadors who are out there speaking about the Women on Boards Network, speaking about you as members in rooms where you can't even imagine, even when we are not there. And so Rita Kavasha, Flora Mutahi, Patricia, Dr. Julius Kipnyatich and John Gumi. Some of you met some of these great people during our anniversary breakfast on Saturday, but they are amazing. They are always available for us. They also serve as mentors and as speakers during our different fora, but more importantly, they are opening doors daily for the Women on Boards Network in various capacities. So always interact with them. We're really proud of them. We also have a board, and our chair is Catherine Musakali, FCS, who you all know very well, OGW, a governance guru. But we also have the other co-founders, Calvin, Rose Lumumba, and myself sitting on the board, and joined by this great man and two ladies who have volunteered their time to also sit on the board and to chair different committees. Faith Nkatha Gitonga chairs our Finance, Partnerships and Administration Committee, always looking out for partnerships, building them. Judith C.D. Odhiambo chairs our Membership and Programs Committee, and Reverend Geoffrey Njenga chairs our Policy and Advisory Committee. Sarah, you're asking FCS what it means. It is a fellow of the Institute of Certified Secretaries. I think the four founders all served as certified secretaries or corporation secretaries, company secretaries at some point. Now the profession is being rebranded as governance professionals, and that is what. So F is for a fellow of the institute. Yeah. So that's what it means. And we have a great secretariat, and they are here, I guess, in the room. I think you've just heard from Kantai and you have seen her, but also our CEO, Agnes. Mrs. Wanga, are you in the room? I thought I saw her come in. If she's not here, this is the person who is the mover and shaker of this excuse me, this network. She is constantly with you, walking the journey with you, is able to lead this great team of ladies who are supporting you daily, Hannah, Kantai, as well as Sheila Kirui, and they do an awesome job for us, coordinating and making sure everything runs smoothly and answering your questions and supporting you. Always feel free to reach out to them. They have their various roles, but I've never seen people who are so one-stop shop. You know, you need anything, you call any of them, and especially Mrs. Wanga, you will always get a response. So we pray that that you will get amazing administrative support in the network from them. And maybe just, Kantai, I could hand over to you. You can talk about our programs, the ones that are coming up, so that it's not a monotony of one voice. So Kantai, maybe over to you. You can talk about the programs, and then I can come in to wrap up, and then we can take some questions.
Okay. Thank you, Nkirate. I'd like to talk about our programs. We have both training programs and mentorship programs under the Women on Boards Network. I'll start with the training programs. We have the Global Women on Boards program, and this is a program that is provided to both our members and non-members. It provides them the opportunity to appreciate the difference in overall board governance, leadership, and dynamic spanning across borders. This program is designed to help women understand the skills required of board directors, gain insight needed to effectively participate on progressive boards, and also support their search for seats on boards within the eight months period of engagement in this program. So this program is not only within the locality, of course, Kenya, but also international. We are in partnership with the Lead Women Malaysia, and also the Global Columbia Global Center to run this program, and also outsource participants not only from here in Kenya, but also Malaysia, and also at Columbia Global Center. The program is ongoing. The details for registrations have been circulating around the WhatsApp platform, our email marketing, and also our social media platforms. In case you're interested, we will be sharing the details in the chat as we progress. We also have the corporate governance training crash program, which is a signature course program under the Women on Boards network. It's scheduled in each quarter. So in case you join either the first quarter or the second or the third, you'll still be able to participate in this program. So the corporate governance training, it covers diverse topics related to board leadership with an ultimate goal of ensuring that our members and participants are well prepared to join board leadership. The training also helped participants understand boardroom dynamics, aim to have a positive impact on the boards they get to serve on both at national and global level. The training provides a board simulation session for the members that allow them to experience a real board scenario. So this is a 5-day training where the participants will go through topics and courses that are custom to the Women on Boards network, and also addressing the current trends of corporate governance. And in the last day, they get to graduate and also get certificates. The next program we have is the board profiling and personal positioning workshop. So this workshop is suitable for persons seeking to profile themselves for the board. In order to in order to serve on a board, you need a proper profile, and this workshop is usually suitable for those seeking to have a board profile. As we all know, there's a difference between a regular CV and a board profile. So the Women on Boards presents an exclusive board profiling and personal positioning workshop, which is facilitated by TP, sorry, we call him TP. His name is Tien Pao TP Pan from Malaysia. TP is an expert in helping you draft your board profile so that is suitable for your liking, and also helping you to position yourself for the boards that you seek. So we usually have this board profiling and personal positioning workshop each quarter. So in case you join, as I've mentioned, in any time of the year, whether the first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter, you still have a chance to have your CV looked at in order to advance it to a board profile. The next program we have under the Women on Boards is the group board mentorship program. So this group board mentorship program is to provide the next generation female directors with the opportunity to develop as directors and to understand their unique value to boards. It's aimed to help aspiring and new lady directors understand what it takes to get a board seat. Participants will be guided and supported by experienced board directors, as well as their peers who are also actively pursuing board opportunities. So this program was launched in 2022, sorry. We are running the third cohort in this quarter. The registrations are still ongoing. We've been able to successfully place several women on boards out of this program from their engagement with their mentors and also their peers during the mentorship session. So we'd like to urge anyone who's interested in mentorship, especially a more intense personal mentorship, to sign up for this program. We have excellent mentors sign up this year for this cohort, and we probably have seen the communication going out on the social media platforms, our WhatsApp platform, and also the email marketing. The other program we have under Women on Boards is the WOBN Ambassadors Board Mentorship Program. similar to the group board mentoring program, but a little bit different, as Ms. Grota has just mentioned earlier. The ambassadorial program is a 6 months free board mentoring program, exclusively available to only WBN members. It's a program designed to tap into the existing knowledge and skills of our experienced high-performing brand ambassadors, and then transfer these skills to the WBN membership in order to advance their board career. For those who joined us during the anniversary celebrations last Saturday, they got to experience almost a similar taste of what it is to be on a mentorship program with the ambassadors. So we schedule each ambassador with a month with the members, and then they get to ask their questions around boardroom and what they would like and how they would properly navigate board politics and how to position themselves effectively on a board, etc. These questions are mostly addressed to the ambassadors in this program. We look forward to kick off the next season of this ambassadorial program. Perhaps, perhaps in the next month, we should be sharing the details soon. So you can be on the lookout on the various platforms for information about how to participate in this program. And then the next program is the Women in Public Sector Mentorship Program, which is currently ongoing, closing in end of this month. This is similar to the Ambassadorial Board Mentorship Program. It's free to our members, and it's also exclusive to our members. Similar to the Ambassadors Program, it's a 6 months program for members interested in public sector. So we schedule public sector board experts to come and answer questions for membership and all the inquiries about how to navigate public boards and how to effectively how to be effective on public boards, and how to navigate board politics on public boards, etc. Any questions that our membership have in regards to public sector, especially those who are interested in serving on public boards, are encouraged to join this program. As I've mentioned, it's going to close end of this month. So those who had signed up on this program should be receiving communication on when the program is going to close and details on how to participate on the graduation. Also, we issue certificates for both programs to our members and participants. So the next program we have under the Women on Boards is the Pilot Coterie Program. 6 years ago, the Coterie program was rolled out to enhance peer accountability as members prepare for board appointments. In the first year, there was reported collaborations and peer growth. However, we noted that the program's progress continually reduced over the years. So we were left with a question on how to build a regular engagement within the membership based on their common interests. So this led to the formulation of the new Coterie, a 6 month Coterie program, which is ending also this month for both junior and the senior membership. So for us to achieve the network's goal, which is establishing board appointments and also building the capacity of our members to serve on boards, we believe we need to acknowledge and exploit the diversity of our members by paying close attention to social activities such as book clubs, hikes that drive sense of belonging, and collaborations among the women. So the objective of the program is not just to accomplish a set of goals, but to bring members closer, to encourage conversations that share, inform, and advise as they build one another. So this has led to an increase an increase in skills, and then it has helped our members build personal brands, create better partnerships, and it has also increased mentors for the young and for the junior membership, of course. So as I've mentioned, the program will close the end of this month. It kicked off mid last year in July, and these are the listed Coterie programs that are still active up to date. So in the next season, in the next cohort, in the next Coterie program kicking off the next month, we should revamp these Coteries right from the most active to the least. So that's the health and fitness, book club, volunteering, mentoring club, golf club, interior design, wine tasting, public speaking, hiking, and there are few others we have not listed on this slide. So the other program we have under the Women on Boards is the Women on Boards Awards. The Women on Boards Awards was launched in 2021 with the aim of celebrating diversity and inclusion, not only on boards, but also on the development of women's potential across all levels. So So this award recognizes excellence in board service and in the development of women's potential at all levels, as I've mentioned, and it also honors individuals and companies that have made significant contributions towards gender diversity and inclusion. So this award has 10 categories. Also to mention that we have partnered with KEPSA we have partnered with KEPSA under the category KEPSA Gender Mainstreaming Award. So this award specifically addresses the organization registered under KEPSA that are championing for gender diversity and inclusion. The rest of the categories are open for our members and non-members. The details for nomination for this year WOBN Awards 2023 are out. If you know someone is worth to be celebrated under any of these categories, please reach out to us on all the emails shared on all the platforms, and please let us know how we can help you nominate a person you feel is worth to be celebrated for under the WOBN Awards this year. Also to mention, the awards are going to be held in November 25th. Communication about the venue and the occasion itself is going to be circulated across the platforms. So that's our WhatsApp market and email marketing and also social media platforms. I would like to call upon our member Shamim Chansu to come on board and share her experience as a WBN member, having participated in various programs, including the group board mentorship, and also her experience since she joined. Shamim, are you on call?
Kantai?
Yes.
Even as Shamim comes on call, I'm not sure if she's on. You can search for her. We also have Rosemary Odo on.
Yes. Yes.
And Rosemary has been a member, a committee member as well. And she can also say something just to welcome members on board. Rosemary, are you there?
I'm here. Good evening, all of you. Thank you, Nkirote. Ladies, I'd like to really welcome you to the WOBN family. And just to encourage you, I want to say that please apply when you see posts posted for board positions. Please apply even if you don't meet 100% of the requirements. We're always being told that men apply when they have 60%, but women insist that they apply only when they have 100%. So please don't do that. Go ahead, apply, and make a strong case for the application that you're putting in. I know one of the boards that I actually got to join, and they gave a list of the requirements, and they said preferably this and that, and they made it look like that was really, really important to have. But I said, you know what, I'm going to apply for this. And what I did is to state from the get-go that I do not have this. And I said, however, I believe I am the best candidate for the opening because of A, B, C, D. And I got the position. So please don't be put off by applications saying that you don't have what's required. Go ahead and apply confidently and bring out your strong points. The other thing I want to say is that when you join boards, it's possible to feel intimidated and feel you've joined a board, or when you don't know what's going on in the company and everybody else on the board knows what's going on, how you're going to catch up. So that's pretty easy to deal with. So basically when you joined a board, ask for the previous board minutes. That will help you know what the board is discussing at the moment and what's going on in the company. And then if this is not brought up, ask for inductions with the managers of key functions. Just to give an example, if it's a company in agriculture, then you definitely want to have a long sitting with the production manager, but other key functions as well. The other thing, ask to be given a briefing on the key policies of the company. Have a look at industry journals so that you know what's going on in that particular industry, maybe particularly at the time, or you know what's involved in that industry. The other thing is, if say, for example, you've joined a board and your strength is in finance, then you could ask for the financial statements of, say, at least the last 3 years. That will help you see how the company is performing, be able to see trends. And maybe if your strength is HR, then you could also ask to see the past HR reports for, say, you know, the last 12 months. If you're coming in and your strength is marketing, you could say, in addition to board minutes and everything else, you'd like to see the marketing reports, maybe several for, say, the past 1 year. And if you are joining a particular committee, apart from being on the board, ask for the committee minutes as well of that particular committee. So with just a few things I've mentioned, and there could be others, those will give you a very good idea. Even as you go for your first board meeting, you'll have a good idea what's going on in the company and you'll be a step ahead. I think the other thing I want to mention is just very briefly, I don't want to repeat what's been said, is a board profiling. But the board profiling workshop, when you see it, please apply for this. And what it is that the CVs that we have, that we use when we're job hunting, are really, really very different from what the boards are looking for. The boards are looking for a high level picture of who you are. And so the board profiling that's done by TP Pan helps you to package yourself properly, bringing out your skills in a professional manner. So it's a higher level document that packages you. And I remember when I did this one and when I looked at my board profile that it had been done throughout, you know, when I was interacting with TP Pan, and I read my board profile and I said, what? I said, wow, you know, who's this? Is it really me? And I had to read it again. When I broke it down, yes, everything was me, but it puts you in a way that you're packaging yourself in the way to bring out the qualities that the board is looking for, which are really very different from what an employer is looking for. The other one, just to touch very briefly, is the issue of corporate governance training. This is very, very key, and it's very good to go for this one at the beginning when you join the Women on Boards Network. And please don't forget to put this in your board profile. So the board profile that you come up with must mention that you've done the corporate governance training. This is important for board to show that you have board leadership skills and that you're able to steer the company in the right direction. So read the newspapers, we see boards getting into trouble because of this and that and the other. And a lot of times it's got to do with poor corporate governance. So this is a key item to highlight in your board profile. And with those few words, I really welcome you ladies to the Women on Boards Network family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. And Shamim, are you on board?
She's not on board, but she's joining us shortly.
All right, no problem. So we can even just click down towards the end and she can come on board. When she comes on, she can actually mention, and Kantai, perhaps we can just look at the last couple of slides and also start taking some questions. And we do have some upcoming events, and Kantai, perhaps you can tell us what these events are, and then I can put in a final word.
Okay. The first event listed there is the group board mentoring program for aspiring director, the one I've just mentioned. So this program is set to kick off on 25th May and end on 11th November. So this is a mentorship program for 6 months where the mentees are going to be attached to a mentor. So at least 2 to 3 mentees are going to attach to one mentor, and then mentors are specifically picked for the based on the mentees' needs. So for those who need guidance in board engagements, or they just need a mentor as they move forward with their career, this is a program that we highly advise our members to take up. And the registrations are also ongoing. So if you're interested, please let us know. and we should share with you details on how to join, to register for the program. So the next program is a global executive coaching diploma program. For those who have come for the board talk in the previous month, and also the anniversary celebration, I'm sure you've gotten to interact with the CDI team. The CDI and the WBN have partnered to uh, to design this global executive coaching diploma program exclusively for the WBN members, and it's also of discounted rate. For those who are interested to participate in this program, please also let us know. There are details about this program we can share with you so that you can have a better insight on what the program is about and why coaching is beneficial to you. The next program we have is a Global Women on Boards program that is set to run for 6 months. The application are open, and if also you're interested in this program, please let us know. We will share the details with you. The Global Women on Boards program is the one I've just mentioned. We are in partnership with the Lead Malaysia and also the Columbia Global Center. It's set to kick off in June, and the closing should be late in the year in Paris, just as the last year's cohort. Those who are interested, please sign up, let us know, and we'll share with you details on how to participate on that program. And also there are early bird rates and also discounted rates for our members. The next program is the Corporate Governance Crash program. We have already dealt with the first and the second, with the first cohort of the first quarter. The second one should be in May. We are going to share the details on the various platforms so that you can sign up for those who are interested. And then the rest of the listed programs that are coming is the Public Sector Mentorship Program graduation, which is set to happen on 5th May. Details are going to be shared to the WhatsApp group exclusive for the participants of this program. And then we also have an upcoming board talk series on 11th May at the Sarova Pan-Africa Hotel. Details are also going to be shared on the platform. So kindly be on the lookout, sign up, and also share with people you think they might be interested in coming in and having a listening at our board talk series. Thank you. Kirote?
So thank you so much, Kantai. Kantai, I can hear you trying to breathe and take it slowly. Kantai talks very fast and moves very fast. So thank you, Kantai, for that. I've seen Shamim is on. And Shamim, if you're there, we can give you a couple of minutes, even as we wind down. I know we had put down 1 hour for this, and we don't want to take too much of your time. Shamim, are you there? You can say a word or two.
Yes, I must be really dark. Total apologies. I'm fasting, and I think I got caught up in breaking and praying. I really apologize. Happy to be here. Women on boards and the programs that Kantai has just walked us through have made a really, really, really big difference to me. I'm a success story, I believe. I came in and I have attended the governance trainings, the mentorship program, fantastic. The going through building my board profile, and I'm not boasting, but now I turn down board offers. I'm being very intentional about the boards that I join. I am almost overwhelmed by those reaching out for me to join the boards, and the trainings and the networking have added a lot of value to my presence on the board, my contributions, my value adds on the board. And so it makes a real big difference to network and attend the trainings, and especially the mentorship program. That was a real game changer. I work in HR, but I keep on telling people that I didn't know that my CV was that bad until I did the board profiling session with women on boards. So it's one of those things that is very important. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm available if anybody wants to reach out to me, because I know I came in late. I'm open. I can give you my number and you can reach out to me so that I share my pros and cons, my challenges, what has worked for me, especially on leadership and joining the boards that I'm currently on. I currently sit on about 4 boards and I've got 2 in the waiting, which I will probably not take on because I don't want to be overwhelmed. Thank you.
Thanks, Shamim. And I pray that Ramadan has been kind to you. And we wish you an Eid Mubarak when it comes. So thank you so much. And I know all of us here have had experiences. I can even see Vivian, I think, who was on our first cohort. We have grown since then. And I really appreciate each one of you. I'm really happy for 1, 2 or more of you to just unmute, perhaps ask a question or even just make a comment or even just greet us as we wind down. It will be great to hear a couple of voices so that it's not that we've been sitting here talking to ourselves. So welcome to 1 or 2 people who would wish to say hello, to ask a question or to make a comment.
Hello there.
Hi, Bernadette.
My name's Fiona. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. My name is Fiona Songa. I joined in October last year and I felt very left out because I wasn't receiving any updates or anything, any communication until, was it February this year when I talked to, what's her name? Naserian, I think it is. And she was able to add me onto the WhatsApp group and started sending me the emails. And I'm happy that I'm able to receive the program, the calendar for the year, because then it helps me to plan and to see which activities I can participate in. I think when the calendar came, I really wanted to get involved, but I got caught up with my program. But I think I like the way you have structured the programs for engagement and to build capacity. And yeah, I hope to be able to participate in them. And thank you so much for hosting us this evening. I really appreciate what you've shared with us in Kirote. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona. Thank you very much. And I'm glad now that you're getting the communication. I think Bernadette wanted to say something. Bernadette?
Yes, I did. Happy to be here. Hi, everyone. As I mentioned before, I joined 2 weeks ago and really excited about this. So my question is, this has really been useful. And the first question I have is, who do we reach out to if we want to get just a bit more detail on what has been shared today? Because there are very many programs, they all look so exciting and we don't want to spread ourselves thin in this, but we also want to be in the same space that Shamim is talking about, where you're even just saying no to some of the offers coming in. And Shamim, thank you. Nice seeing you after very many years here. And then the second question is around these clubs that you talked about, the social networking that grows the cohesion. So I'd be interested in getting a bit more details on that and what is available, especially when people get to meet here. But thank you, ladies. This is really exciting.
Thank you very much, Bernadette. And Kantai, I'm sure, has, indeed she has. She's posted on the chat the email and also the phone number you can call, and any of the secretariat members will respond to you. So just drop a line there give them a call during office hours, and there'll be someone who can just take you through and even just listen to you and make some recommendations for you, so that you, as you said, you can pace yourself. And Agnes Wanga, Mrs. Wanga, is our guru, especially on the coteries, and she would be able to guide you on the social networking. But incidentally, the networking doesn't only happen in those coteries. It also happens in all the other forums, the monthly talks, the breakfasts, and so on and so forth. So make yourself available, and certainly it will be great to have you and to interact with you. Thank you, Bernadette. I can see Catherine, Madam Chair of Queen. Hi.
Hi, good evening, ladies. Nice to be here. This is a very great association. Strong women, great women, young women, all in the same room. I just wanted to check with you, which is the best, or what can you advise on these many programs you have been told about for those of us who would like to start from getting networks, getting to be mentored or to be coached, so that we can coach others and mentor young ones? How do we approach the programs? Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. And generally, even as we have given the line, you can always drop a line to Mrs. Wanga or give a call. We would normally start by saying, if you have not attended any corporate governance training, that's where you start. But I know you're a seasoned professional who has been through governance training. So the issue is really around, one, the profiling, and secondly, also the mentorship, both either group or one-on-one. And Shamim will maybe also has a comment, but everyone's needs are different. And so it is also good for you to take a step back and see what exactly are you looking for, and what would address that need at a foundational stage first. So Shamim, maybe you have a comment as to how you went about it, and then we can always also drop a line to the office.
Yeah. Let me just share a little bit about what made a big difference for me. And I've attended governance trainings before, but the governance training that was run by Women on Boards, was really powerful, especially if you want to go onto boards. It was different. It was handled differently and really tailor-made for board functioning. The mentorship program brought it all together in terms of bringing real situations, because we had a mentor who I reached out to, who gave us strategies on how to apply and be bold about applying for board positions. And there were speakers who came in and gave us their real life experiences, some scary, some getting you to take a step back and really prepare, So the mentorship program and then the board profiling really elevated and it really speaks for me when I sent out applications, because it was really, we were taught to do it really professionally and bring out the best in us in terms of putting us out there, putting me out there. So for me, governance, the board profiling, the mentorship program really made a big difference, and including the talks. And I remember the imposter syndrome, how to handle it in a practical way really worked. So I know people have different needs, but for me, those three really made a big difference for me.
Thank you.
Thank you for those questions. I'm not sure if there is any other. If not, remember we are still here, and you can always drop us a chat. So maybe we'll just take one more from Catherine Juguna, and then I'll take any announcement from Kantai, and then we can bring the evening to a close. Catherine Juguna, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. I wanted to request for the presentation, just in case I have a few people who I have told about the organization, and I think it would be good to give them an overview, unless all that information is on the website.
Thank you for that question, Catherine. Kantai, I'll hand over to you to answer that one, even as you let us know if there is anything else.
Thank you, Kurake. Yes, we should mail all the presentations that we just showcased this evening to you via email. You should be able to receive them as of tomorrow. On any other updates, we've just posted, for those who have not seen, we've just posted 2 board opportunities to our membership on WhatsApp. So for those who are in that WhatsApp platform, please sign up, send your CVs, your board profiles for those 2 board opportunities. For members who've just joined and have not yet been added to the WhatsApp platform, please share your numbers on the chat, and we should be able to add you on the WhatsApp platform. Please note that the WhatsApp platform are exclusive for the WOBN registered members. So the access to the WhatsApp platform are only given to the registered members, as I've mentioned. Please be on the lookout for upcoming programs and events. We constantly share the information on our platforms. That is the WhatsApp, the emails, and also the social media platforms. Please sign up and register yourself. And we look forward to having you on all the programs. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Perhaps Kirote can close for us. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And even for giving us that extra few minutes. We wish you a lovely evening and a good holiday ahead. For those of you who are celebrating, we wish you an Eid Mubarak, and God bless each one of you. We look forward to the interactions, and drop us a line. Tell us how you're doing, and we look forward to helping you grow and achieve your objective in this network. Thank you and have a good evening. You can mentally or even put on your camera for a moment and just say Kwaheri. It's lovely to see the faces. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye. Good night,
Bye.
Thank you.
everyone.
And good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.